Hello, caught again, tillering, moving after all the locks. How are we doing?
So this week's video is...
Locks!
Two
Locks!
Two lock
Locks.
flights.
Locks!
Forest lock.
Not
no,
Goldie
not
locks.
Forest locks, farmers locks.
Yeah, get it right.
Out of Birmingham, and then the Aston flight.
More locks.
Where we were fortunate enough to have a holiday boat with 6 people on in front of us, so they helped us reset the locks.
Thank you very much.
Which was very much appreciated. If you were on Danny Boy with Anglo Welsh just
Watch
before the
for
Commonwealth
yourselves.
Games, we didn't get your names, but thank you for the help. And then we did Spaghetti Junction, didn't we?
Yes, food.
As always, back to the food.
Locks, more locks, and locks.
And then issues on the Tame Valley canal that we'll leave you to watch and see about.
No.
Your turn.
Oh, what's my turn?
Ring, ring, ding, ding.
There you go. You know what to do by now? Subscribe, push the button, ring the bell. It's free to you and me. Without locks. There's no locks on that. Subscribe, feel free, share us with everybody. Love you to bits.
We'll see you at the end.
Locks.
We're at the top of Farmers Bridge locks, making our way down towards Perry Bar and St Alexandra Stadium, ready for pool volunteering, which starts tomorrow. So as you can see here, this is the old toll office, which was used for the collection of tolls from boats entering Birmingham and Fazeley, and was built in 1782. And then this plaque here is in commemoration of the efforts of boating people, men, women and children during the 2 World Wars. They worked with little respite, carrying munitions, food and other essential materials. We're already down on lock number 6, Paul's in on the boat, and I'm just preparing lock number 8. We've got a lockie on, which is really helpful. So he's staying with Paul in the boat and opening and closing the gates, and I'm walking on down and setting the locks. I'm now setting the locks in the tunnel. Didn't go beyond the tunnel initially because you can't see if there's anything else coming up. But now Paul's just 1 lock back. There's no sign of anyone else coming up. So I've got the delight of setting the locks in the tunnel. To be fair, I've been in worse city centre tunnels. So we're on lock number 9, I think, now. There is a boat coming up the other way now at the other end of the tunnel, but he's going to wait at the other end of the tunnel for us so we can pass down there. Paul's just coming out of lock number 9 into this one, and then there's a boat just waiting just down there to come up, and then we can carry on down. A couple more to go. Here we are, lock number 10. 1 more to go in the flight, and then there's a couple more a bit further on, a bit more spaced out. As you can see, not very much room to pass just here. It's taken us just over an hour to do a flight of 11 locks, so really pleased with that. Good start to the day. Obviously, thanks to the volunteer lock keeper, who we are always really appreciative of. Always helps so much to have extra hands doing locks. And here's an electric boat coming past us now. Hello, have you come straight up or have you come up the locks? We've been to Aldi, done a food shop. Paul's going to give us a wave. Not that he gets stressed. And now we're going to start our second lock flight of the day. We are at Aston Lockbridge, and I think we've got another 8, 10, 12, who knows, number of locks to do. And then hopefully find somewhere to moor up near Perry Bar. Quite ornate metal bridges along these sections. And as you can see from this one, they were all made in Horsley Ironworks in Staffordshire in 1828.
1828.
Got a bit of a traffic jam going on here. There's the boat going down in front of us that are kindly resetting the locks for us. And then there's another one coming behind us, and I believe another one after that as well.
Got a sinking feeling.
So that completes our second flight of 13 locks for today. Hey! On this flight, we had a lovely family in front of us on a holiday boat called Danny, and they reset all the locks for us as they went through them. And then we've done the same for the holiday boat that was behind us too. This has been less painless than it could be. He's going, he's gone. Onwards to, oh, he's come back again. Onwards to Alexandra Stadium now.
Yeah, you said Palace then, didn't you?
I did nearly say Palace. I keep saying Alexandra Palace because that's in London and I used to go there. I'd have to get used to the fact it's Alexandra Stadium. I'm trying to adjust to my phone at the same time. And I thought that was thunder, the sounds just now. And it's not, it's a train going over the bridge because we're under a railway bridge. There we go. Every motorist's nightmare. The beginning of Spaghetti Junction. And predictably, there is traffic queued on it.
Yay!
Boat is definitely the way to travel. So we're going to turn left just down here somewhere.
Yeah, turning left onto the Tame Valley Canal.
Onto the Tame Valley Canal, as Paul just said. Another new piece of canal for us. We were the other end of it last week, weren't we, for the football game?
Oh yeah, we were, weren't we? We were on the Junction.
Yeah, and we're going to watch tonight's England semi-final with Sweden. On it. Hopefully, it won't take us too long now. Find a mooring.
It's the Oxford bus. We're not in Oxford, promise you that one.
We can
Just might need you to
find a mooring, cook tea and watch the football.
see whether you can see the edge of that for me.
Yeah, there's plenty of space here. Just going over a short aqueduct. Here we are, join the Tame Valley Canal. That way behind us goes to Tamworth. The way we've just come from the city centre and Gas Street Basin. And the way we're going towards Perry Bar, Alexandra Stadium, and eventually back towards Wolverhampton, which will be next week's trip. Certainly a different perspective on Spaghetti Junction. All the times I've been over all the years, never knew the canal was just here. I'm sure if motorists look down from that piece of road, that is the M6 there with the lorries on, I'm sure if people looked down they'd be quite surprised to see a boat going underneath them. This is probably the strangest piece of canal we've done so far. We've been under some motorways, but
I think this will be the strangest.
this is really, really strange to be doing this.
M1, oh that's the M6, M1, M40, M42 to them. You see it, we don't think it.
And here we are exiting now. Very glad it's not raining because we would have got very wet with all the water dripping off of all those bridges as we came through there. Yes, probably the most bizarre piece we've done. So it's been a real contrast today. Started off obviously in the city centre in Gas Street Basin, just as you've seen, come under Spaghetti Junction, which is just over there in the distance behind that chimney. And now we've come up through the second lock since coming onto the Tame Valley canal. Pretty lockkeeper's cottage there. And a long, straight, rural looking piece of canal. See what comes next. Paul's finished his Commonwealth Games volunteering at the triathlon at Sutton Coldfield now. So we're moving the boat today from where we were moored just below Perry Bar, a flight of 10 locks, past the athletic stadium, Alexander Stadium. 8 locks left to go, and then we've got a nice stretch of no locks on. Get part way to Wolverhampton today, and then the rest of the way tomorrow. We've had no notifications from CRT about any closures on this section of the Tame Valley Canal, so we're assuming this floating bridge is meant to be moved. And there's no notices here saying don't go through or closed or anything like that. So we're just having to get a rope out that we can attach around the bridge so we can pull it from the canal bank the other side to get the boat through. So here we are, we've got a spare piece of rope off the boat. Paul's going to go back across the bridge.
It's only going to go part way because of the brick.
Yeah, there's lots of bricks in the canal here as well. Blocks rather than bricks.
Yeah, you got that, so I can get...
Yeah. So once he's crossed across the bridge again, things we have to do. I can pull it, hopefully, and make enough space for the boat to come through. We're trying to do it and record it isn't the easiest thing in the world, but we'll do the best we can. Like I say, there's no notices saying do not proceed, there's no closure notices. And this does seem to be purely for the workmen that are working on this bridge here.
Don't worry.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very
Right.
much.
Don't worry about that because I don't want you to fall off the back of the boat. This section of the Tame Valley Canal is strewn with issues. So we had that workers' bridge yesterday that we had to move with our ropes. I'm now running along the towpath. Paul's bringing the boat down. And there's a metal barrier stuck solid. I've tried to pull it and I can't, so I wanted to run back. So he's going to have to moor up, and then we can try and move it with our boat pole. Just be aware on the canals. Try and see what's in front of you if you can, so you don't have any issues and crash into anything. So Paul's managed to pull the barrier in with the pole, so I'm just stood here with the pole holding it in whilst he goes past on the boat in case the draw of the water forces it back out again.
Morning.
So that's another section of the Birmingham Canal network done for us. Tame Valley Canal.
Perry Bar. Woo.
Yeah, that was fantastic though, wasn't it? We had challenges this last section from Perry Bar back down to, what's the junction called?
Say again?
What's the junction called?
This one or that one?
This one.
This one's Ocker Hill.
So we've had a few challenges from Perry Bar back down to Ocker Hill. As you've seen, bits in the canal. Then we had to stop
Floating pontoons.
the floating pontoon. Well, it was a floating bridge thing, wasn't it, for the workmen? That was interesting yesterday. And then the metal barrier across the canal this morning. and then you've just done a weed hatch dive here. But yes, another section's on, heading back up the Walsall Canal locks in shortly, and then up towards Wolverhampton, ready for someone's next lot of volunteering.
Don't tell everybody.
I think it's going to be a long, slow day. Look how low these water levels are. We should be covering this structure in front of us. Just opened one paddle on that lock, but there's not a lot of point because we're not going to be getting out of the lock anytime soon. We're on a flight of 8, so I'm just going to walk up and start feeding the water down so we can get across the pounds. Next lock is also empty. You can see it continues to be low. So I've opened one paddle. Going to open a paddle on the top gate as well. Just keep walking up, opening the paddles back up the flight. So we've got enough water down here to get up there. We do know there is plenty of water at the top because that joins the main line. So there is water to feed down. It's just going to take time to feed it all down. We are halfway up the lock flight now. I've just left a pool in lock number 4 filling. The levels are improving slightly. So hopefully now I should only need to go 1 lock ahead rather than 3 locks ahead to backfill. So it is getting easier, but what a challenge it's been. I've walked 1.5 miles just across 4 locks because of all the backwards and forwards and toing and froing. So all in a good day's exercise. Made it to the top lock. Haven't had to let any through for this one. It's the only pound we haven't had to top up, but it's good that we haven't, because it means the water levels have improved a bit as we've come up. So hopefully the next person behind us won't have as many issues as we've had. And then we come out of the top of this lock and head down towards joining the Birmingham new main line again. This really shows how low the water levels are, because this is one of the drainage channels that drains into the canal off the road above, and this would normally be below the water level. You wouldn't normally see this exposed. Hope you enjoyed that.
Told you it was locks and locks.
And very different perspective of Spaghetti Junction.
Wow.
I think we're going to find it hard to beat anything that's that strange.
Food we can beat it with. Anyway, I can beat it next week. We do get off our boat, you know.
So next week we've got some of the sightseeing we did around Birmingham.
Off the boat.
And a couple of day trips out that we did.
No.
Involving
Hot air.
And we walked one of the silver propeller challenges because we know we won't be able to get there on the boat.
Attack of the trees.
So thank you for watching.
Push the button, ring the bell. It's free to you and me. You don't have to worry about, you don't pay no money for subscriptions. We're not a prescription.
Have a good week. We'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Bye.